Yo, Cool Jimmies. And Ed Felix. How you guys doing? I was lazy, so I didn't change the thumbnail. Yo, Amir. And Jojo. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. It's the first day of the Chinese New Year? What? Alright, so I'm gonna work more on this fight scene. So one problem with my last stream is I kind of went into that like not having any idea what I was gonna do. Although it ended up being beneficial because the sword animation I did, I ended up fleshing out more the next night. And then I did finish a punching animation, which I'm probably not going to end up using at least anytime soon. Maybe at some point in the future, if it isn't completely outdated by then. Never know if my art style will change somewhat by then or whatever, and it just won't fit. But anyway, I digress. Gonna work on more sword swinging animations. I hope you guys won't get too bored watching that. I think it should be funner than other stuff like lip syncing. And you didn't have a Valentine? Yeah, me either. It's pretty rough. I know how it feels. We missed your speech. Stream offline. Wait, seriously? Oh, so you're just hearing crap out of context right now? Okay, I was just saying, anyway. Basically, last stream, like I kind of went into that not knowing exactly what I was gonna do animation-wise, like which part I was gonna work on or whatever, and then I ended up getting some decent progress done. But today I have more more groundwork on what I'm working on, so it should be a little bit better. So anyway, here are all the ones I've gotten done so far, aside except for. Hold on, I'm gonna need a lot. Yo, coconuts. Also, I might reuse certain sword swings. Like these first two right here. Well, okay. If you look right here, these first two swings will be like the beginning of most combos. And then those can chain into like other moves. So I'm kind of doing it like how a video game character would operate with combos and stuff. How is Flash for animation? Pretty good. Now that I've gotten used to it, I can't really. It's hard to go back to Flipnote Studio and animate. So I think that's a pretty good thing. Considering how old it is, it works really well, I think. So, I mean, I kind of tried to avoid having a full-on stream schedule, but I kind of do at this point. Usually I stream Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and then sometimes Sundays. So, I mean, that could be a good point of reference for you guys. If you want to catch my streams, then you can kind of try to watch out for those days. I didn't realize it. The part might flow better if I... Nah, it works. It's pretty hard to go back to Flipnote after using Flash, yeah. When's that paycheck rolling in? I wish I knew. How was my day? It was alright, sort of. How about yours? Yo, Char and Kilo, how you guys doing? Okay, so instead of talking, now it's time to get working. Let's see, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to make a brand new document just to make more sword swings. I guess I could. New... Here, let me open up the other one. Where is it? Here, I'm gonna close Firefox out. That should speed the stream up a bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's the other one. Here, I'll just play it. It's probably the laziest one of them all. Everyone pitch in $2 and buy me a hard drive. That would be nice, but I honestly couldn't expect that. Which fight scene is this for? Brownie and Caterpillar episode 1. I'm not sure if I can guarantee this, but it might be, like, I might make it to where every episode has a fight scene. Like, some kind of villain comes up. Thanks, Dickbit. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the donation. Let me get my mom's credit card. Same here, man. I honestly couldn't donate to someone without buying maybe like a prepaid Visa gift card, and those honestly don't work half the time when you're just trying to make random internet purchases. You have to go through like this complicated process of like signing up to a website and crap, and I never actually got it to work. If my house is on fire, I'd probably do a mixture of A and B. I would call 911, and then like before they got there, I'd probably take some measures to try to lessen the damage. Like if I had a fire hydrant, I would start spraying the fire. But I'd also try to stick away from it and stay near the door so I wouldn't get trapped. Yeah, don't feel obligated to donate at all. I'm like, don't not trying to make anyone here. All right, so I want to keep things consistent. Like you can see, it gets a little inconsistent here. Like his head size kind of changes, but so I'm gonna try to avoid having that happen. Gonna have to go back and color this later. It's gonna be fun, but I'm gonna do the fun part, the actual fun part first. So, okay, I'm gonna base the next few attack animations off of what I've already done here, and I think I'm gonna start with like a spin attack. It'll be kind of simple but easy to do, and a good start to get kind of into the swing of working. Your dad went to Houston once? That's cool. I mean, not fire hydrant. Frick. I meant fire extinguishers. Excuse me. What am I making now? I'm working on the fight animation. Oh, I'll see you later, Shady. You have a good night, man. Alright, so let me think real quick. Alright, so I'm actually going to want that frame. This might be the only one I'd need, actually. I'm going to have to reuse frames just to keep things consistent. I don't want him changing drastically in appearance between frames. Alright, so I'm going to keep those three. Everything else can go on this. Except maybe that frame. Okay, that didn't work as intended. There we go. And then everything after that can go. Oh wait, you know what? I'm messing up bad, and I'm stupid. Frick. I don't want to do that. That's actually destroying the animation I made. What I was doing just then, and that is a very bad idea. Here, let me make sure it's still alive. I forgot to Okay, so if you ever take a symbol and you want to duplicate it and make a new version of it, what you do first is you duplicate symbol, and then you change the name of the new duplicate. And then if you edit that, you'll be editing a new symbol and therefore not damaging the old one. So there's no harm. Let's see, Brownie, sword swing, spin. Here's some money because I'm really sick and my grandfather passed away and I want the best for you. P.S. You can buy a Snickers bar. Thank you, Eagle Knight, and I'm sorry about your grandfather and sorry you're sick. Hope things get better for you, man. Oh yeah, I bet all of you guys heard about the shooting in Florida. It's pretty unfortunate. If you ask me, I think teachers should have guns, or I believe on-campus police are a thing for a lot of schools. And I think, yeah, 17 people died, so it was pretty bad, even for a school shooting. Like, they're never good, obviously, but this was a really bad one. And, oh yeah, I'm gonna want that frame too, what am I thinking? But, yeah, I think teachers should be able to have guns. I think teachers should get gun training. And, honestly, if one of the teachers had a gun in that situation, they could have taken the killer out and greatly reduced the amount of deaths. I'm not saying no one would have died, but... Tell you? Oh yeah, in a Florida school, some dude, I'm not sure if it was, I think he was a student previously, but he had been expelled, came in and shot up the school. Guns shouldn't even exist. I agree, honestly. Like, I don't believe in gun control, because I think if the government started regulating guns and taking guns away from the common person, only criminals would have guns, because a criminal is always going to find some illegal method of obtaining a gun. Let's be honest here. And your common man or woman is just going to use a gun to defend themselves if they're using it correctly. So obviously banning guns outright would not solve our problems. But I think it would have been better if guns weren't invented in the first place. I mean, it was kind of an inevitable thing. But I think, like, swords and bows are better weapons, like, for war and everything. I mean, at least it takes actual skill and might to kill someone with a sword. Like, with a gun, sure, there's aiming and marksmanship or whatever. There's some skill there. But really, you're just pointing at someone and clicking a trigger and they're dead. You know? At least with a sword, when you're sword fighting, it's like an art, you know? Like, both people put in effort sword fighting, you know? Like, I can appreciate that. When you're shooting, it's just like, kablam, you're dead. Is Caterpillar gonna have some fight animations? Yeah, possibly. Not in episode 1, though. In episode 1, he's completely useless. He pulled the fire alarm so everyone would leave. Ugh. Yeah, it's never good, and it's really messed up that kids literally got up in the morning and went to school to their deaths, you know? Or to the risk of death. Like, that ain't right. You should be able to go to school and be completely safe to freely, you know, get an education. Shooting shouldn't even be a possible risk, you know? Have I found the voice actor? For Brownie, yes. I'm still looking for voice actors for a few characters, but I haven't really opened the positions up yet. I'll give you guys more information when it comes up. I'm not just going to leave you guys in the dark. Am I still auditioning? I'm still considering whether making a specific stream about it or a video. I don't know if I want to clutter up my archive videos with just videos about voice acting. But I might do a stream about it, like I don't know, like not necessarily a voice audition stream. I wouldn't be like playing the auditions, but I'd just talk about it on a stream, or maybe do like a Q&A sort of stream, just with where I talk about Brownie and Caterpillar or whatever. I don't know. That might be kind of boring, but did you get that part? No, can't promise that. Probably not. No offense, it's just your mic quality was not there. Like, if there's a lot of background noise and fuzziness and crap, it won't fit within the animation. And I'm not that good at audio editing, so I'm not saying that, like, if I say no to you getting a certain part, don't be discouraged, because you could still get a different character, you know? My mic isn't there either. Hey, why do you think I'm not voice acting? Well, along with my voice acting skills, not really, like, my skills aren't there, but that's part of the reason why I don't want to voice act any characters, and that's why I'm not gonna voice, you know, Brownie. I was originally going to. I wanted to voice the main character because, like, I know what kind of personality I want him to have. But honestly, Gabe from the Future is pretty decent. He's pretty good. Okay, now I need to actually get some work done. So to remain consistent with this, okay, crap, I didn't mean to do that. With this stuff, I am being completely retarded. Also, why the frick can't I see my crud? Okay, there we go. And then 80%. I'm trying to keep the, because Flash is weird when it comes to brush sizes. They actually change depending on the zoom. They aren't consistent. So you want your zoom to be the same if you want your brush size to be completely consistent. What's Brownie's personality anyway? He's kind of, in a way... Okay, so think Naruto, but if he was an extreme video game nerd and kind of naturally obsessive. Okay, maybe not like Naruto. He kind of has a jolly personality, but he's also kind of awkward and nerdy at the same time. And he just has like a natural sense of justice, but at the same time he's gullible and kind of naive. Like, he's childish with his views of the world. He takes everything kind of seriously. Like, he isn't jokeful or witty. Like, he tries to joke, but he can't very well. Like, he isn't actually all that funny. And he just has the natural hero thing going on. He's also kind of insecure too. So he's kind of like a goody two-shoes sort of. No, I'm not making it up on the fly. I mean, I've been kind of indecisive about exactly how I want him to be, but I've told people this exact stuff before. You stopped everything to be here. Well, I appreciate that. You're not weeb enough to know what Naruto is. So you can relate to him? I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. You think you might get back into building Brownie's adventure? Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I want to get back to work on that. I wanted to get at least the first episode of the cartoon out before we even tried to get that game out. Or started working on the story. I think what we should do next is like making enemies and the ability to attack enemies, because I want fighting to be a big part of it. Alright, so this is basically going to be like Link's sword spin in Smash Brothers. Pretty much the exact same thing. If your own series is successful, we could do a crossover. Possibly. I won't rule it out. You want to build the game from scratch since you code monkeyed yourself into a wall? I mean, sure, it took you 2 days to build the initial framework for the game, so it's not like we've made all that much progress anyway. Besides, it seemed like the way you were doing backgrounds, it didn't seem like you could actually get them to work right. Like, it seemed like you couldn't get them to be like right behind Brownie. And the physics were awful. Yeah, they kind of were. I wanted the game to be kind of satisfying to control, you know? Is this game secret? I mean, it isn't that secret. I've already posted a video about it, and Stickbit has posted multiple videos of progress being made on it. So no, it's not that secret. It'll probably reveal plot points. I want it to be a prequel to the show. Like, it shows some of the events that happened before the cartoons, like story-wise. And I want it to have some some of its own lore to it and stuff that ties into the cartoons that I'll reveal as soon as episode 1. Like, okay, there's gonna be stuff in episode 1 that you won't get until you play the game. So I'm gonna do tie-in stuff like that. Not too much of it, but a little bit. Alright, I'm sorry I'm not working all that much. I've kind of gotten caught up in talking. Although I think this is good talking, you know. A lot of you guys have invested time into my channel, and I'm sure you're curious about my original animation series, even though my animations have been on the back burner for a long time. When will I make a Patreon? Not anytime soon. I will probably eventually, probably once I'm an adult, full on. Because I'm 17 already, so maybe in like 2 years if I'm still relatively successful and my channel is still growing, which hopefully it is. I really don't want to give up on it. I honestly would never give up on it. It's way too much fun doing YouTube. Like, if my entire community disappeared for some reason, then I guess I would, but as long as I still had you guys around and someone to like come to my streams and someone to talk to on the Discord, it'd still be worth it to continue doing YouTube. And I was doing videos even when like no one watched them anyway, so I don't know, I probably still would do it anyway then. Even if I found some other career, I think I'd still want to do animation because it's fun. Alright, so I know his legs are in this awkward position, but that's just going to be for one frame, and you kind of have to do that for animation. Your own character is 10 years older than Brownie and just graduated from Canada. Alright. Possible switch port if we get the game looking nice in engine. That would be cool. Also, I was wondering, if we're rebuilding it, what if we did HD sprites? Like, you know the game Shantae Half Genie Hero? Like, instead of pixely sprites, what if I actually animated, like, we could use almost stuff like, you know, stuff like this. Or I could pixelate them for, like, the 3DS version. And then the other versions could have, like, HD versions of the sprites. What do you think of that? Brownie is not 10 years old. He's actually like 16 or 15. I don't know exactly. Actually, that's probably bad, but yeah, he's a mid to older age teenager. He's old enough to live on his own and be fine. Do you know shots? I said, do you think we could do HD sprites for the game rather than 2D? Like, I could make pixelated versions that would fit better on the 3DS's screen resolution, but I was thinking maybe I could do straight up animations like this for the game, like full-on HD animation. Like, I don't know if I'd reuse ones from the animation. That'd probably be lazy. I could make new ones. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, we should start trying, like, we should start with importing these to see how it works, or see how it looks. It'd probably be better than pixel animation anyway. If it doesn't work, then we can go back to pixels, but it'd be worth a try, I think. You can downscale easily? Alright. You think this would be a better spring break project? Yeah, I agree. I wanted to do something big for spring break anyway. Alright, so that first frame is just like a build-up. Geez, I'm working slow right now. When I talk, I kind of lose focus on what I'm doing, but that's fine. Yeah, so the first frame right here is a build-up, sort of, and then after that he's going like really fast. I don't know if I should stretch his face. That might look really weird, yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna focus on... The game was supposed to be out on December 17th. Yeah, we were saying that back then. I think we started on it last summer, so that's why we kind of had high hopes for getting it out, or at least making significant progress by then. Never really happened. Gotta love wobbly lines, huh? And I'm not sure how many frames I'll do for this. Here, I might actually wanna, since I'm doing a blur, I might as well go like, I don't know. Here, actually, what his ears would probably do, good thing there's no school on Monday. Oh, you're lucky. Actually do have school on Monday. Even if it was an off day for me, they probably undid that due to Hurricane Harvey and us having about a week off because of that. Alright, so his ears are gonna do a weird thing. We have no school Monday and Tuesday? Wow. Well, I do. Oh well, I got a week off, I'll live. Are those inclement weather days? Or what? Yeah, this looks so weird. That's hilarious. It looks like an ear helicopter. Either that or like he's some kind of alien. Although that's what his ears would do at that speed. Sonic is hilarious, but in between frames look weird, but they're great. Yeah, in between frames oftentimes do look weird, but if you do them right, then they'll contribute to a good looking animation. It's gonna look like some kind of weird alien thing. If you stuck around this long, this is your reward. This is what you're getting. Brownie as a freaking Martian. We submitted Brownie's Adventure to Nintendo August 21st. We estimated development would be done December 28th, and we estimated release date would be January 25th. Oh, you actually, like, sent that information to Nintendo? Brownie should be awarded because it's Dog of the Year on Chinese New Year. He would be flattered to hear that. It was required? Well, what if you don't meet the time limit? Oh, gee. That is not okay. Here, oh, geez. You okay there, Brownie? Goodness. They don't care? Oh, okay, cool. Well, when did you estimate development for Project Cobra to be finished? It was mostly done then? July? Oh. Don't you love it when your PC is being loud for no reason? My Switch does that sometimes. When you can't draw a frickin' circle. I really do have problems drawing circles, right? I think it's because I have my mouse pad over some of my keys, and I think that kind of bends the whatever infrared sensor. How do mouses work? Is it like an infrared thing or motion sensing or what? Because I know you can kind of hover your hand over a mouse without actually touching it, and it'll recognize that most of the time. I bet StickBit knows. Oh, jeez. That is not okay. Laser or optical? Oh, okay, so it depends on the type. I think mine is, it says, it's an invisible optic, so mine is optical. I have a wireless HP mouse, or Logitech mouse from probably 2006 or 2007. Okay, let's see how that looks. Whew. Oh, jeez. When you sexually identify as an attack helicopter. I think I need to fix this. The ears do not look right at all. Jesus Christ. Like ear penises. Hey Alex. Hell yeah. There, that's better. So optical is it looks at your desk and checks for movement, and if it sees movement to the right, it tells PC. Oh, okay. So it's like an eye or something? We I guess you could say that. This week is so slow. Do I animate on one layer? Usually I do backgrounds on a different layer. Like backgrounds, and then certain elements, like, whatever. Sometimes I do stuff on different layers. It depends. Convert to keyframe. Whew. I'll edit this when I color it too. I don't know if that looks really weird. I mean, it does, but does it work? I mean, Brownie is supposed to be kind of goofy anyway, so it's okay if he is. Okay, so then I'm gonna need like 2 or 3 frames of him like coming out of the spin. You can smart. Well, he's smart when it comes to weapons technology and technology in general, but when it comes to like people skills, common sense, stuff like that, he's not that smart. And he's good at combat and everything. Like, he's really gullible. Like, a villain can easily convince Brownie that what they're doing is good, you know? Like, if Brownie came up to a villain, say, robbing a bank, the villain could say, oh no, I'm just taking the trash out, or some crap like that, and he might fall for it for a second. He's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. You know? Make him dizzy? That's actually a great idea. I kind of want to do a version where he isn't, and then maybe where he is, or maybe he like comes out of it all serious, and then he acts dizzy. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks for the idea, Flirpaw. Actually, I'll base the frame off this. Hey, Coke. Glad to have you back. How long have I been streaming? Wow, it's already been 40 minutes. I'll probably stream for about another 40 minutes to another hour. It's a school night, so I can't stream for too long. So this is probably going to end up being like the last stream. I don't get a whole lot of work done, but I get something started that I can get more done after. He's supposed to be goofy. Well, he isn't. Yeah, he is goofy. He is kind of goofy, but he isn't entirely goofy. I mean, compared to most of the other characters in his around him, he's actually like one of the more serious ones. Maybe sometimes it isn't that way, but like that isn't his entire character dynamic, but he is sort of. Jeez. Once again, not being able to draw a circle strikes again. Oof. They also can't be a dramatically different shape or size or positioning from the last frame. I need to remember that this will probably only show up for like a freaking fifth of a second. Brownie equals Goofy movie. What? Yup. Maybe Goofy is like Brownie's uncle or something. I don't know. That isn't canon. Don't quote me on that. It's canon, everyone. No. Views on Malaysia? I don't know too much about Malaysia. I know that it's kind of a third world country, I think. Or a lot of people there kind of live in third world conditions. So, I mean, that's not cool, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it's more developed than I thought. All I know is it's Middle Eastern, Asian sort of place. I probably should know more about Malaysia, but I don't. I mean, we do have cities there. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of third world-ish places that do have developed areas. So I'm betting it ain't like as bad as freaking Honduras or Southeast Asia. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't know that much about it, to be honest. Can't really make too much of a judgment. Maybe I will research more about it, because I probably should know more about, you know, the world in general. I don't get out much, but it's still good to know. First world tech and free economy, so that'd be like US, Canada, Japan, Britain, most European countries. Can I believe there was a school shooting today? I mean, I can believe it. It's a bad thing. I get what you mean, though. Yeah, you know, not a good situation. Second world would be tech and restricted. Is this your own thing, or is this the official? No, I'm just kidding. So that would be like North Korea and Russia. Nah, I'd call, well, North Korea has tech and stuff, but honestly, it's very underdeveloped, and they try to make it look more than it is. But really, like, all of the money in North Korea is in Kim Jong-un's family, and they just waste it on bullcrap. And you know, so I'd almost call North Korea third world. Oh, this is legit. I. Too soon, Alex. Too soon. Jeez. Probably shouldn't be making jokes. I don't know, that maybe you weren't, but that was, I don't know, never mind. You're gonna die in school tomorrow, but you'll stay. Yeah, I know, but see, I wasn't the only one who thought that about what Alex said. Jeez, freaking smoothing really does not work with me sometimes. Like, this eye is gonna look bad no matter what I freaking do. Today I approve the Splatfest. I disagree. On CNN, there was a comment saying it was fake. Jeez. Yeah, people are dumb. No, there totally wasn't a school shooting. All those people just died at random. The bullet holes were a natural phenomenon. It's called solar radiation from global warming. Learn your privilege. Honestly, though, how dumb would you have to be? Even just to troll in that situation. How's love going? Non-existent, thanks. Yo, Connor. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Hey! Why are you being so mean all of a sudden? My feelings. You meant to Ed Felix? Oh. Wasn't any better for me. Yeah, we're all nerds here. 90% of the time we're gonna be alone on Valentine's Day. And just about every other day. Until we're 30 and we finally buckle and decide to hire a prostitute. We can't take no for an answer. More swords. Brownie. More swords. I wonder what I'm gonna call it the next time I make a new sword animation. Woo. Alright, so for the dizzy animation, like I think he'll be dizzy for just a second and then maybe like fall over, or maybe he'll just be dizzy and then snap out of it. I don't know. I should use Linux on my laptop? No, frick no. That is an unfamiliar operating system. Valentine's Day? Nah, I'd rather have Dying Alone. Same here. Malaysian laws are tight. No gays, no excessive alcohol consumption, and no bribes. Eesh. It would be so much faster. Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to run a lot of programs. And I wouldn't be able to play A Hat in Time, which I couldn't run on this laptop anyway, but oh well. Probably couldn't run this program. Flash and OBS and Elgato still work. Yeah, but what about Macromedia Flash? How would I animate? Stickbit. Read my last two comments. I read that one, I just refrained from reading the other one referring to the Florida shooting. It's not a subject we should be taking light of. Honestly, I shouldn't have even made the comment making fun of the person saying it didn't happen. It's something that we should at least be respectful about for the time being. I mean, obviously you should always be respectful about people's deaths, but yeah, it's definitely too soon to start talking about it even that way, in that way, you know? Flash and OBS and Elgato. Oh, my bad. I mean, how can you be so sure? I believe OBS and Elgato, but Flash is like an old program from 2005. Probably ain't even on Mac. Or Macromedia, at least. I'm too lazy to try to learn a new program. Actually, if I get like somehow get like a new program, or if I can ever put the money down, I probably will, but not anytime soon. It has gold and platinum ratings on WineHQ. Alright, so he's gonna kind of like continue looking forward for a moment, and then he'll blink and kind of like, I don't know, realize that he's dizzy. If you're gonna add some frames of him standing still then getting dizzy, it might be more comical. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. He's gonna be standing still for a second, and then he's gonna blink and then be dizzy. Macromedia Flash Professional 8, yep. Honestly, I'm sorry, Stickbit, but I'm not changing to Linux. I love Windows. I'm way too used to it. Call me closed-minded, but I wouldn't want to switch. Honestly, I just love Windows too much. What, do you run Linux on any of your devices? Probably so, but how about your main device? There you go, bamboozled, hey? We'll see in 14 seconds when you reply. Or more. But it runs like shit and you need 3 web browsers? Yeah, but, I mean, come on, it's Windows. You gotta love Windows, am I right? You use Windows on your desktop because Elgato HD 60 isn't supported and neither is Premiere. You typed it in the chat right before I said it. Oh, that's funny. You use Mac for everything? Yeah, so does my friend Arwing. He even has a freaking iPad. I wouldn't own an Apple device if it were my choice. The only reason why I have an iPhone 7 is because I got it for free. It doesn't work anyway, so thanks freaking activation lock. Apple not letting me have a phone. Just fine, have it be a brick. Your dad is an Apple enthusiast? Eh. They're so limited though. Can't even run a dang emulator on an iOS phone without jailbreaking. I've heard there are methods to get around that, but the fact that you need to go that far to do it just proves my point enough. Android devices when it comes to smartphones are much more free and customizable, and then Windows is a much better operating system for PCs in my opinion. I can see how some people get sucked into Apple, and if you're, I guess, kind of like how I'm used to Windows, if you're used to it, it would be tough to change. So, I don't like have anything against Apple fans, obviously. White phone and sell for $400. Let me see. If it were that easy, you'd think I'd. It gave me a 404 error when I clicked the link, but I was researching for months how to freaking get rid of activation locked on a phone, and honestly, the only way to do it that I've seen that works on the current firmware is to take the phone apart and take the flash memory out and replace it. Alan, did you hear me? Mom said it's my fucking turn on the Xbox. Pretty easy, actually. What, an iPhone 7 Plus? Okay, you need to talk to me about that. I know you've already been helping me out a lot lately, but if you actually know how to do it currently, that'd be pretty cool. Reboot into recovery and reinstall iOS through iTunes. Can you even reboot into recovery when it's activation locked? Alright, thanks. Home plus power will shut all the way down. Well, the iPhone 7 Plus doesn't actually have a home button, it just has the touch thing. But yeah, and then you should see the iTunes logo. Alright. I'll try that here in a minute. Might even try it on stream, why not? I don't know, it might bore you guys. I could still work on this while doing that. I'd be tempted to use the iPhone. Like, I hate Apple devices, but it'd just be fun to play around with. Like, I want to try one, I just, you know, obviously don't want it as my main driver. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to play around with an iOS device, though. It's volume down, not home. Oh, okay. You're having spiced squid for lunch. How could you? The poor innocent woomies. Yeah, but if I could sell that iPhone 7 Plus at full price, or at least it's in mint condition pretty much, other than, you know, not being in the box. It's in really good condition is what I mean. It has no scratches or anything. So if I could sell that, well, actually there's a good chance my mom might want to use the money for groceries since we're kind of broke right now, or for, you know, the mortgage. But if I was lucky enough to get some of the money to myself, that would help for the PC. It ain't really my phone anyway, it's just my mom gave it to me because she has no use for it. And I was the only one who had a chance of taking the activation lock off. Just don't tell me. How would I sell it without telling my mom? Like, unless I took it to GameStop and sold it on the down low, although they'd kind of rip me off. As you know, GameStop does. Just stick it in one of those sell your iPhone machines and get like 20 bucks. Congratulations, you got 20 bucks for your new iPhone 10. That is a bargain. The wild Alan Tracy is still drawing for at least an hour on his Dell laptop. You degenerate, it's Toshiba. The wild Alan grows angry at his Malaysian friend, I think, for properly misbranding his computer. This is a top offense in the nerd world and can lead to fights or even murders. I'm just kidding. Many a nerd has died for misbranding another's device. How dare you call my Android a Samsung just because it's an Android, you degenerate? Not every Samsung is an Android and vice versa. I'm just kidding. Don't joke about murder. How to get demonetized instantaneously. Just say the N-word. Just utter the N-word. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being bad. Boing. The Samsung thing is relatable. Joke about that all you want. Okay, so I used to have an LG. It was basically called the LG Optimus G Pro. LG Optimus G Pro E980 or something like that. And LG made the phone back in the day, sometime after the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 came out, specifically to specifically to compete with the Note 2. So basically, the LG E980 was like a cheaper, more powerful Note 2 without an S Pen. And it had a lot of the features that were kind of new back then in the freaking Jelly Bean days, like multi-window multitasking. It had a full 1080p 5.5-inch screen, which was really nice for its time. Even when I got it back in 2013, that was really nice. I mean, some phones, the freaking phone I was working with before I got my Galaxy Note 5 had a 720p 5-inch, so that was actually a downgrade from my old phone. But anyway, it was a decent phone, and it looked like a Samsung though, because it had the the oval touch button, or not the oval touch button, but the oval button on the bottom, because they were trying to copy Samsung. And every time someone saw it, they're like, "Oh, you have a Samsung?" And I never actually, I did have a case on it, but the LG logo was always visible on it. So they'd look at it, and I assume look at the freaking LG logo, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, a Samsung?" And then I've explained to so many people, like, I don't get triggered about it, because I can understand how people get confused about it, especially because there used to be a phone brand called Droid. I think it was like a Razer or Motorola thing, I'm not sure. But, there used to be a phone brand called Droid, and I can see how people would confuse that with Android, the operating system. But I've had to explain to so many people that Android is an operating system made by Google that can be used on any smartphone, kind of like Windows. Sony makes Windows computers. I don't know, Acer makes Windows computers. You get the point. Yeah, Motorola, Droid. My bad. I don't know brands all that well. Kind of. I have some knowledge. Okay. Boing. Okay, so I've probably told you guys, or you guys probably know this already because it's in the flip notes. But if you haven't seen the flip notes, Brownie can summon, or he has a device that allows him to summon any one of his weapons whenever he wants them, and he can also desummon them. And basically, he just can instantly transfer them from his storage area to his location within an instant. And so he kind of just does that at will during combat and just switches between weapons and whatever weapon works better for the situation. You keep hearing thoughts one about how crappy the iPhone X is. I've actually seen a surprising amount of I've seen a few kids with iPhone X's in school, and I've seen a few Note 8s too, and S8s. Poor Ed Felix says he was scolded by Alan Tracy. The Ed Felix is brutally scolded. He may not recover from this one, and he may be banished by the rest of his clan. These are some dark ages in the nerd world. Oh, but what's this? It's an incoming flock of Sony fans. Looks like the Nintendo fans will have to unite to defend their pride. I'm sorry. Sony always wins, baby. Just see a flock of people with whatever is the YouTuber's OB1s. Like, I know he's just a joke. Like, he just jokes about that, but it's funny. And they're all chanting, Sony always wins, baby. They have the excess and they want about how bad the gestures are and stuff. Oh, I think the Animoji gimmick is kind of dumb. Like, it's kind of a neat feature, but considering it's like the main selling point, like as a main selling point, it's kind of dumb. You know, I didn't get much done today, or I haven't yet, but it's been fun talking with you guys. Honestly, I think the iPhone X is the best iPhone yet. I think it's a ripoff for $1,000, but so is the Note 8. No smartphone should be $1,000 unless it's like freaking powerful enough to, I don't know, like emulate PS4 games at 60 FPS or some crap like that. Wii U games at least. Unless it can freaking cook my dinner for me and call me honey and put me to bed, it ain't worth $1,000. Sorry. Especially when once the Note freaking 9 comes out, the Note 8 is gonna drop down to like as low as freaking $200 within a year. By God, he had a family. Are you referencing Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Ed Felix spits on Alan after he scolded him. Are we role playing or doing some kind of like Pokemon battle thing? Alan Tracy used Begone Thought. I'm just kidding. No hard feelings. My day may have been bad, but my nights are where it's at. Honestly, same. And if it gets, I'm not gonna buy it for $1,000. Maybe the Note 8 is the best Android phone out there with its sleek bezel-less design and giant 4K screen and the ability to actually emulate GameCube games nearly flawlessly using Dolphin Emulator, which is actually discontinued technically, but you can still find it if you know where to look in, you know, the right APK website, or if you just never deleted it and you were smart and then you side-loaded it. But anyway, yeah. Actually, I've seen Note 8s, or not the Note 8, I think it was the Google Pixel something, like the most recent Google Pixel phone. I've seen it emulate Wii games flawlessly, specifically Xenoblade Chronicles, which I think was one of the more intensive Wii games. TouchWiz ruins the phone. Ugh. Oh yeah, I have that Samsung experience, whatever crap on my Note 5 too. I mean, at least they did update the Note 5 with recent stuff, and like you said, they might even give it 8.0 Oreo at some point. I mean, the Note 5 is a pretty good device, so it makes sense that they're continuing to support it. It holds up pretty well even against current smartphones. Ed Felix sends Alan was to Zimbabwe and was forced to do labor for 24 months. Jesus Christ. Yo, Amilcar, what's up? Mario Sunshine. Yeah, I'd love to freaking play Mario Sunshine on a phone. Wonder if I can do a tween within a tween. Convert to symbol. Yep, you can have symbols within symbols. That's awesome, honestly. If I need a few more characters in the series, name one Oreo. Actually, if I did that, it'd probably be based off of my sister's guinea pig. She has a guinea pig named Oreo. He would have to be some kind of fat, nerdy dude. A fat guinea pig comic book guy-ish, lazy sort of parody of nerds. Although Brownie is a nerd, he's not like a hyper nerd. Or he is, but he isn't. You have Android Oreo? Nice. Did it naturally come to the whatever OnePlus thing you have? The OnePlus One, whatever most recent model crap? Or did you custom firmware? Yeah, which one? Custom firmware, or did it actually come with it? Convert to symbol. Confused. I want to put a symbol within a symbol within a symbol within a symbol. Okay, so that's gonna be like a friggin' yeah, motion tween, and then you just gotta just give her the old spin around like that, and it's like wow. Give her the old spin around. Okay, then I'm gonna go to frame 20, like that. And then I'm gonna give it the old spin around again. I'm sorry, I'm subjecting you guys to this. Okay, so it does that, and then whoop, nope, and then it has to whoop, and then whoop. Now it's like whoop. No, frick! What have I done? Oh geez, my phone went to sleep. Tried to look over to look at comments and nope. Okay, there we go. So the comic book guy from Simpsons, yeah. You were elaborating on Flairpaw's comment? Oh, I see. The ones who sing Shooting Stars are from Australia. The scalpers will prosper. I mean, they always do. Shiv bop, bibbidi doo wop, ba-dop, bibidop, doo wop, beep bop, wop. Okay, so now it's completely upside down, so now it has to turn another 50 degrees, I think. I don't know, 60 degrees? I don't know math. I think 180 is a full-on there, and then 360 is all the way around, obviously. So, yeah. I'm definitely not stupid. Actually, I am. Let's be honest with ourselves here. There we go, cool. And loop it. Yeet. Nice. That looks nice, actually. 90 degrees. I am an idiot. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and have, yeah, I'm not going to animate another one of those. So I'm just going to do a lazy bit. Woo, no, 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 and no. And just a bip, and a doop, and a shoopily doop, and a wop, and a dop, and there we go. And then rotate it a little bit, just a wee bit. There we go. And it's thinner, and it doesn't look right. Frick. Oh well, that doesn't look right either, but oh well. That looks so weird. Darn it, that doesn't look right. Should have been more circular. I made it too squarish. You need to put melee on your phone. Apparently it runs well. Yes, do that. Okay, touch controls suck for Smash Brothers, but oh well. And you're making levels in SMBX. Ah. Well, guess I better fix it. Or I could keep the cinnamon roll eyes the way they are. Yeah, I might not actually have him fall over. I'm too lazy to do that. And then he just kind of like shakes himself off. You played Smash 64 on your phone, but it was 60 frames? Nice. Yeah, it runs really fast on my Note 5 too. You think my Note 5 would be able to at least run Dolphin at like 10 or 15 frames per second, but when I tried to play Melee, it literally couldn't run. Like, it opened the menu and it was about like half a frame per second. Watching lollies? I don't watch lollies. That's freaking green. I stick strictly to anime girls that are around my age and older. We had to texture Lego figures in game design, so you lazied out and made Steve. Oh my gosh. You're lucky that you have a game design class. I would love that. There would already be a freaking Brownie's Adventure platformer. Maybe not for 3DS, but be one. That'd be like the first thing I'd make. Your game design class is so lame. What, did they just make you do cookie cutter stuff rather than, actually being creative? Because that sucks. I hate art classes that are like that. How do you do dizzy eyes in one frame? Wait, what? What do you mean? We have to make a thing based on instructions, no creative freedom mostly. Yeah, that sucks. I would hate that, honestly. I wouldn't take that class either. Or I'd probably take it once and then realize that it's a piece of crap. I honestly think if you're generally trying to get someone, like trying to let someone, okay, if someone's trying to learn an art form, you can't tell them exactly how to do it. Everyone has their own unique style when it comes to true art. And you can't tell an artist what exactly how his work should be, you know? It's not how it works. You know, you don't just, it's not true art if you're just giving someone a stencil, you know, a template to work with. And honestly, that sort of work is just tedious and boring and a waste of time, if you ask me. That's how my graphic design class was last year. We worked with Photoshop and crud, and it really should have been a fun class, but we just had these cookie cutter assignments, and we all had to do the exact same thing. And they gave us like exact instructions for like freaking brush width and crap like that, and how the lines should be. You were just going through instructions. You didn't even have to know what you were doing. Anyone could just follow the instructions and do it. It wasn't actual art. It took no real effort. It was just lame and tedious and dumb. And that's not how a class should be. And honestly, that's, like I said, just a huge waste of time. That's why I'm kind of glad I'm self-teaching myself animation. I'd like to think an animation class would be more freedom-based, but you never know. Well, okay, I did briefly take an animation class in Conroe, because they had one in Conroe, and I briefly took it in high school, and I was immediately like the prodigy of the class in the time, because I was only there for 6 weeks until I moved to Montgomery my freshman year, and I was immediately the prodigy. I made a simple animation of Brownie and then like some cat girl character jumping on a trampoline and then falling to their doom using a few sprites from Mario Brothers 3 and stuff, but I fully animated the sprites. Or what I did was I made all the sprites in Paint, and I made the sprites beforehand, and then I animated them in I think it was Adobe Firework. It was a piece of crap animation program, but I made a simple sort of like them jumping on the trampoline and then falling into the ground and getting stuck in the ground, both of them, like in different places. And my animation teacher said that was like the best thing he had seen from anyone working that early in the year. Yeah, Adobe Fireworks sucked though. But I really wish I could have stayed in that class. Like, I'm kind of glad I went to Montgomery because I reunited with a lot of good friends in crud, and Montgomery is generally better than Conroe. Conroe is honestly kind of thuggish and hoodish and crap. But it had an animation class, and it was honestly amazing, and the teacher was great. So I missed that, and I'm really sad I missed up on the opportunity of taking that class for, you know, more than 6 weeks. Although, oh well, though, I think I'm doing fine for being self-taught. That's how I learn best, anyway. And then I'm kind of getting to do animation in my video production class. My video production teacher has seen my animation, and she's kind of impressed by my work, and has been encouraging it. And now she's having me make, I'm gonna make an intro thing for the Bear TV thing that our school does, which is basically like a video we make once a week that they show in most classes on Friday. I don't know, it usually just talks about sporting events and then has a few skits and crud, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure most schools do something like that. I'm gonna try to make a cool animated intro for it. Alan Becker looks at Tracy's. Oh yeah, Alan Becker is a really cool animator. He does that Stickman animator versus animation series. I binge watched all of those once. He's a good example of a successful freelancer, you know, kind of like achieving his dream of being his own boss and making his own stuff, and that's kind of what I want to be. Not everyone can do it, and I don't know if I could, but I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm off to a good start, I think. I think my biggest area of improvement that I really need is just drawing and art in general. You need to get better at art. I need to be able to make better drawings. We have Dragon Nation. Wait, what? I'm totally gonna do that sound effect when he's shaking his head off. And then each of those is gonna last 2 frames. I don't like how the sword kind of squishes, but oh well. Oh geez. Whoops. Proportions much. Maybe don't use a mouse. But I'm used to it. Whoopsie daisies, frick. Gotta love when his head size changes dramatically between frames. Well, crap. How am I gonna fix that? I don't know. Let's see how it looks in action, because that's like the most important part. I mean, it looks alright. And then I could edit it, like, I could edit the spin to last longer. You feel like watching WWE? Well then why don't you? Well, I tried with this one. I don't feel like it's as good as these. These are like much better for some reason. And I actually managed to stay mostly consistent with the proportions. Huh. Not bad. Actually looks pretty good, thank you. I appreciate that, stick bit. Here, let's see how it looks. I want to see how it looks next to the other ones, because I feel like these were some of my best. These are actually some of my best animation work so far, but I need to make sure everything else stacks up to it. I don't want there to be, you know, rifts in the quality. So let's just paste this in here and see how that looks next to everything else. mean, yeah, it looks alright. I think. Yeah, that's alright. Let's get rid of that. Keep it on this one. Yo, Char. Alright, so I might end the stream here. Yeah, we've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes, so, I mean, probably one of my shorter streams, but that's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think this was one of the more chill ones. Hope you guys have a good night, and see you guys later.